Evening bases. Hello everyone. Hello ladies and gents. Great to see you. Some excellent banter going on in the comments at the moment. Oh dear, fantastic to see everybody. I think Lisa was here tonight first. Hello Lisa, great to see you. Hope all's well in Massachusetts. Hello Charles and Suzanne, great to see everybody. Hello Dave and Michael. Evening everyone. Hello Mark, hope you've had a good day sir. And hello Ian again, good to see you sir. And I love your comment there, Charles. Greetings from Wizardland. I think that's a new one on me. Marvellous stuff. Hello, Andrew, as well. It's Andrew Reese. Hi, Andrew. And hi, Seamus. Great to see you. I like your comment there. What's a working week? Well, yes. Welcome to mine, everybody. Fabulous. And hello, Suzanne. Great to see you. And who else is here? Lots and lots of lovely people. Seamus and Ian are embracing vigorously. That's wonderful. You have a nice time, gents. I'm just going to scroll on past and leave you to it. G'day, Charles. Okay, good to see you. Great stuff. And Andrew's just been singing a bit of a cappella now. Some Beethoven 9 earlier on. Oh, it's just such a piece, isn't it? Wonderful. And Lisa's having some barfing issues. Sorry to hear that. Hi, Fred. Evening. Good to see you. Hello, Stephen. And hello, everybody. Absolutely. No, you don't need to explain. It's entirely fine. I'm not going to make any any judgments. I have plenty of friends who I am similarly pleased to see. And it is just great to see people meeting up here when we can't meet up face to face. So please embrace vigorously, virtually or otherwise. You are very, very welcome, everybody. Hello, Leslie. Great to see you as well. Dave is very happy that the a cappella notes are a lot lower than the Beethoven. They certainly are. Singing a bass in Beethoven 9, well, it's one of those where you hope that the concert trousers are a little bit tighter, perhaps, than they would normally be. Goodness me, some seriously high notes. Hello, Andy. Good to see you. Hello, Richard, who's just recorded Beethoven 9. Fantastic. Thank you, sir. Hello, Susan. Lovely to see you. Hello, bonsoir, Suzanne. Oh, I'm sorry to hear it's been a difficult week. I can empathise. I've had a challenging week. Started the week at 8:30 a.m. on Monday morning with an unexpected root canal, and that was by far perhaps one of the easiest bits of the week. It's been quite a challenge, and so I am delighted to be sat in front of you, everybody, on Friday evening with an hour of wonderful music to go, and then a day off tomorrow, which I'm really looking forward to. Gosh. Michael says, just has section H to do. You've been really motoring. And actually, just on that, obviously, we're still delighted to be receiving all of these contributions for all these wonderful projects. And we are still, obviously, looking forward to the Mozart Requiem being finished. I've heard some roughs of things being put together as a little preview. My goodness me. What we've got already, even before it's finished, the Mozart Requiem is sounding absolutely unbelievable. I promise you. I was listening to it earlier today, and one of those great moments when you forget that you're listening to an isolation choir. Honestly, what we've learnt as an organisation, you, us, everyone else, and we're working with SIC, has learnt this year has been incredible. So well done, everybody who's recording. The work that you're putting in, we really appreciate it. We really do. We understand how hard you work, but the end results are just getting better and better and better. So, wow. And again, just listening, thinking about what this course is going to produce. I think the world's largest recording of the Allegro Miserere, and similarly Crucifixus. We're looking at massive, massive pieces performed exquisitely. So I'd really appreciate all your hard work. It is worth it. Now, speaking of which, I'm just going to check that my sound is all working as it should. So here's a little bit of Crucifixus. Here's bass 2, who starts the whole thing, of course. So that'll be in one ear. There he is. And then everyone else. Lovely. Okay, good. And let's just check the bass 1, which should work. So this time he'll be in this ear. There he is. And here comes bass 1. Lovely. And Locust Iste. I think that's it for the basses. Just stay there the whole time. And the organ. Marvellous. The organ of Patroy Cathedral works very, very well. Fabulous. So Leslie's asking, oh, hello, Stephen. Good to see you. Looking forward to the high notes. Excellent. Leslie says, unbelievable in a good way. Absolutely. I promise you. I was sitting at the kitchen table yesterday and Josh had sent through some previews. And again, it's not finished by any means. We're still getting submissions in. But he sort of started to throw some roughs again. Just listen to this. And put on the first movement. And it sounded like we'd all gotten together in a massive concert hall and recorded it. It was so good. So good. I can't wait. And I can see you can't either. Fabulous. And wow. So let's just see. So hello, Charles. He said, grateful for the baritone line in Crucifixus. And we'll probably sing tenor from the Miserere. But whatever you want to sing. It's very, very, you're very welcome. Whatever you want to put in. Please do, and do feel free to record multiple parts, as I know many of you do. If you're a low bass, maybe both bass parts. If you're a baritone, as some of you are, as Charles is, maybe baritone and then tenor too. It's whatever's comfortable for you. If you've got a countertenor voice and you want to fancy singing some of the alto parts, I promise they're absolutely gorgeous. So do consider it. And Richard said, I've learned more in the last year from you in the SIC than about 30 years. That is so lovely of you. Thank you so much. I have to say, I've learned quite a lot in the last year as well. It's been a year for development, hasn't it, folks? Oh, fabulous. And Seamus has had a trip to the recycling centre this afternoon. I envy you, actually, Seamus. I've got to take huge amounts to the recycling, hopefully over the weekend. Probably about 4 or 5 carloads. It's one of those. So I shall be spending lots of time in the queue, but that's all right. Hello, Peter. Good to see you. It's good to be unaccompanied occasionally. Yes, it depends on the context. Unaccompanied chorally? Yes. Unaccompanied out on a shopping trip? Dangerous. Yes, the number of times I've been sent off to the supermarket, please go, and here's a list, and I come back with nothing on the list, and a lawnmower, and a couple of garden chairs, and that sort of thing. So I'm not sure about unaccompanied out with shopping, but definitely chorally speaking. Excellent. Oh, I'm sorry that Simon's had a bit of a troublesome day with tech and the lawnmower. There we go. It's lawnmower issues. This is definitely a bass rehearsal. Cheers, everybody. And Dave says, the moment we hear our first chorus in a new piece is such an exciting moment. Oh, totally. Absolutely wonderful stuff. So, let me just check I've got everything. I've got my water. I hope you have your hydration solutions ready. And, yep, we've got this wonderful locus iste and this bass part, which is just the foundation of the whole thing. And the whole thing is about a church being built, or having been built. So I've always thought of the bass line as being rock solid and everything else on top of it. And then we have the Crucifixus, and we are the engine driving that forward basses, starting from the second bass and building up, and everyone else sort of piling on top. And then we push it forwards. It's that typical bass roll. We are the engine of the choir. Okay, without us, it's lovely high singing, but it doesn't have that oomph, and so that's what we're about, basses. And tonight, some of the parts we get to sing are some of the nicest bass parts I think in a cappella music. They really are. For all of being slightly sarcastic about the Locus Iste, it actually has an amazing bass line, the Inestimabile Sacramentum. We turn almost into a cello section briefly, and then of course the Crucifixus is unbelievable. So fabulous. Oh, we've got lots of people suddenly arrived. It's great to see everybody. So hello to John, hello to Robert, and hello to Leonora. Hi, Rich from Chicago. Great to see you all. Thank you so much for being here this evening. So we're going to make a start in just a few moments. So as always, if I could invite you, please, everyone, to make sure you've got everything you need for our session. We should finish on time tonight, basses, largely thanks to the Locus Iste having about 10 bars where we don't sing. So we should finish at 6 o'clock. And so some really, really nice music ahead. As I say, make sure you've got everything you need. Make sure that sneaky phone is on silent. Just doing that myself. And of course, one of the most important things, hello to everyone who's joining us. Hello, Nikki. Hello again. Hello, Christine. Hello, Rob. It's just so lovely to have everybody here. Do please keep chatting. Hi, Andy. Keep chatting as we go. We're not the Hull Choral Society. We don't mind you chatting here. In fact, I think it's important that we keep chatting when we need to. Although, of course, this is the bass rehearsal, so I shan't expect too many comments from people concentrating hard. So, shall we get started, basses? And please help me out. Make the noise, wiggle your fingers. Thank you very much, and a very, very good evening. Welcome to the bass rehearsal, a week 2 for this wonderful A Cappella Wonders course. And I just want to start by thanking everybody out there who's written to us to say how much they're enjoying this music. It's so gratifying to us to get that feedback, and we're just so glad that you're enjoying it. These are all my favourite pieces. I mean, it really was a case of when I was suggesting this to Mark, it was like, well, we've got to do this, and we've got to do the and we actually had to pare some of it out. So, at least there's plenty more for future courses. Tonight we're looking at this Locus Iste by Bruckner and the Crucifixus by Lotti. But first, basses, if you don't mind, we're just going to start with a breathing technique. And if you were singing with me with the Mozart Requiem, you'll remember this one already. So could you just put everything down for me? Thank you very much indeed. And if I could ask you to make sure that you are relaxed, and if standing helps, then that's great. We're going to be doing some really deep breathing. You're going to need to be able to let your abdomen move around quite a lot. You're going to need to be able to use your intercostal muscles. Thank you for that, Simon, yesterday. And all sorts of else. So you're going to need to basically be able to stick your belly out. Okay, this is me not sugarcoating it at all, basis. So standing helps. If you're sitting, give yourself a straight back, please, everybody. And I'm just going to ask you to take a couple of deep breaths in and out, just in your own time, please, gents. In and out. Oh, it's Huddersfield, was it, Jill? Sorry. It's the Huddersfield. I thought it was the Hull Choral Society. Thank you, Jill. Okay, so we take a nice deep breath in and breathe out. Splendid. And in again and out. Thank you very much indeed. Okay, so what we're going to do, basically, is we're just going to work out how we're breathing today. And again, if you were with me on the Mozart Requiem when we sang the Tuba Mirum, it's the same technique that we learned. You can just feel that lovely sense of superiority and smugness to everybody else who's still learning it. But if this is new to you, just put your hand on your belly for me, please, just above the belly button. Okay, and I'm just going to ask you in a moment to take a couple of deep breaths in. In fact, you can start this now. Breathe in, breathe out. Just notice what's happening to your hand as you're breathing in. Okay, so as you breathe in, just notice which direction it's moving. Take a deep breath. And as you breathe out, just notice what's happening, okay? And if there's anybody here from soprano, alto, tenor who's already experienced this, this is a good opportunity for you to revisit and practice. Thanks ever so much, basses. Now, some of you will have noticed when you take that breath in that your shoulders rise and your tummy comes in, okay? And when you breathe out, it's the other way around. There's a feeling of almost letting go, and the shoulders fall and the tummy comes out, perhaps. Okay, and that's fine. You might be told by singing teachers and conductors that's the wrong way to breathe. But of course, if you're breathing and it's keeping you alive, it's not the wrong way to breathe. There are just perhaps some more efficient ways to maximize the amount of breath you can take and the amount of control you have over that breath. Because some of the phrases we're singing tonight, particularly in the Crucifixus, are very, very long. All right, everybody. So what we're going to aim to do is to reverse that. So when, at the moment, if you take a breath in and the shoulders rise, if we just think about that logically, what we're doing is we're taking air into a confined space, into our lungs, in our ribs, in our rib cage rather. And as you breathe, ideally, when you take air in, it should expand. Okay, but what we do in Western society, in fact, all around the world, people sort of don't want to have their belly sticking out when they breathe. And so they breathe like this. Okay, and what that does, if you just visualize for me 2 party balloons, and not the sort of bulbous ones, but the cylindrical ones. Imagine if they're full and you squeeze the bottom of those balloons, the top half sort of pops up and stretches. And it's the same thing here. If we take our breath in, but we pull our tummies in, what you're doing is you're pushing, you're making your lungs bulge at the top. It's pushing everything up into the top of your chest here. And you can see it. You can also hear it in my voice. It's quite tense. I have to hold everything there. And before you've sung a note, you've lost half your air and you've lost half of your effort to holding that in place. So what we're going to do is just a quick revision on this step-by-step process to unlock your abdomen here, to unlock all of this so that when you breathe in, your tummy comes out and your shoulders stay still. Now, this is a technique. It needs practice, so don't worry if you don't get this the first time. So let's quickly talk through the process. Please don't try and do this as I'm speaking, otherwise you'll probably hurt yourselves. So the first step in a minute when we start this is we'll just take a normal breath. Don't do this now. This is in a minute when we start it. You'll take a normal breath. you'll breathe out at that point. And as you breathe out, you're going to pull your tummy muscles in. You're not doing this now. We'll do it in a minute. But you pull those muscles in, okay, as I've been saying this week, almost as if you're putting on a pair of trousers that has shrunk in the wash. Yeah, we've all got a couple of pairs of those in the wardrobe, particularly after lockdown. But anyway, you pull your tummy in, and it creates a sort of crunch, all right? So you've taken a breath in. As you breathe out, you pull your tummy in as you breathe out, okay? Once your lungs are empty, and please don't do this as I say, as I'm talking. A few of you, I'm just worried, are doing it. Once your lungs are empty, you hold them empty just for a couple of seconds. You open your mouth nice and tall, still with empty lungs. You're not breathing yet. This is the key part now. With your mouth open, you let your muscles here, your intercostal muscles, thanks Simon, you let them relax, okay? So there's almost a sort of a thunk as your belly falls forward a little bit, okay? Modesty is off the table here. We're just trying to breathe. And only when you've done that, only when you've got your mouth open, lungs empty, and you've relaxed your abdomen after that crunch, do you breathe. And what happens then is your tummy comes out and your shoulders stay still. And just watch that for me, okay? I'm going to take a breath in. I'm going to breathe out. I'm going to pull my tummy in, all the way in. Open the mouth, relax the abdomen, and then breathe. And notice the shoulders stay still. So let's give that a go together, everybody. Remember, this is practice, so don't worry if you don't get it first time, even the 10th time. The more you practice, the better this will be. So take a normal breath in, breathe out, pull that tummy in, pull it right in like you're crunching those abs. Once that's done, hold your lungs empty, open your mouth, relax the abdominal muscles, let them fall forward, and now breathe. Fabulous. Keep your hand on your belly if this helps. Pull your tummy in as you breathe out. Pull it all the way in, open the mouth, relax the abdominal muscles, thunk, and now breathe. Splendid. One more, breathe out, crunch those abs, well done. Open the mouth, relax the abdomen, and then breathe. Splendid. Everybody, well done. Breathe out and breathe normally for me, bases. Thank you ever so much. So that's a breathing technique I'll ask you to practice for me. If you struggle with it, a bit later on, after this rehearsal, try it lying flat on the floor. Okay? Thanks ever so much, bases. Let's do a bit of humming. Okay? Actually, we won't bother with the organ sound. Okay, so hum for me. That's the C. That's our locus iste note. Nice deep breath, and and again. Now the ooh. Ooh, and again. Ooh, and ah. Oh, and again. Oh, lovely. And ah. Oh, one more. Ah. Excellent. Just after me, please, bases. Ma, ma, ma. Your turn. Great. Ya, ya, ya. And one more. Ya, ya, ya. Many thanks, bases. That's great. And in fact, I've taken us one note higher than we needed for this evening. I think our highest note actually is only a C. How marvellous. How marvellous. So do please make sure you keep yourselves hydrated. I'm going to have a quick sip of drink. And whoever had 8 minutes past 5 in the sweepstakes, cheers. Fantastic. Okay. Oh, hello, Gary, who's had his first jab. Hi, Nikki. Thank you for that. Brilliant stuff. Okay, everybody. So can we have a look, please, at Locus Iste by Anton Bruckner? Thank you very much indeed. And I think many of you out there will have sung this before at some point. If you've sung with choirs before, this is one of those pieces that most choirs will have a go at some point. It's in 4 parts. It's relatively simple. It doesn't go up, into a stratospheric level particularly, and it's very, very singable. Having said that, there are some tricky little corners and a particularly nice bass part once we get past sort of bar 10 or so. But at the beginning, as I was saying on Monday basis, this could be a piece of Mozart, couldn't it? You could just imagine it. Yeah, it sounds very, very Mozartian. And in fact, because we are the basses and it's a Mozartian opening, we're just going to stick with one note for the first 3 bars and then rise by a tone for the 4th. So our first entry here, basses, and bear in mind that the words of this piece, locus iste ad Deo factus est, this place was made by God. And so it's for a consecration of a church. And I've always thought that the basses, given it's about a recently built church, we are the foundations of it. So we sing, Lord. iste adeo factus est. And just notice on factus, firstly it's a tall fa, thank you, and then we pull back, factus est. And the st is tiny, it's on the fourth beat. All right, so I'll just sing and play that one more time. Here we go, 2, 3, 4. Locus iste adeo factus est. Okay, and you pull back there. Thank you very much indeed. And so the next entry starts on the same pitch, but is much, much louder. It's mezzo forte here, basses, and we sing Locus iste adeo factus est. Okay, so after that first 4 bars, which is just very, very simple next door neighbours, we're already starting to be pulled around a little bit more. So listen to that again from bar 5. Mezzo forte, 2, 3, 4. Lo, 2, 3. Cus iste adeo factus est. My apologies, just from that adeo. Adeo factus est. All right, let's sing that one more time from bar 5. Locus iste, nice and loud. 2, 3, 4. Locus iste adeo factus est. Excellent. Now you might have noticed we don't have very many places to breathe on this first page. In fact, if you look at this, and I always take great joy in pointing this out to the bass section when I teach this, there's only one rest from the start of this to the bottom of the first page for the basses. Otherwise, we are just constant throughout. He makes up for it on the second page, but just bear in mind you've got to snatch breaths, okay, and just do so with a tall mouth, just so you get that full tank full of air, please, basses. All right, so let's sing from the beginning, please. There's your starting note. Any tenors here? There's your note, altos and sopranos. Let's sing together from the beginning to bar 8 or so. Ready? 2, 3, 4. Locus iste adeo factus est. Big breath. Locus iste adeo factus est. Very, very good indeed. Thank you, basses. Now, we suddenly come down in dynamic from loud to piano, okay? From forte to piano, from loud to soft. And so, carrying on the same pitch, but at a vastly decreased dynamic, we sing at the end of bar 8, Adeo, Deo, factus est. Okay, listen to that again from bar 8, last note, 1, 2, 3. Deo factus est. All right, and it's that kind of low, very chesty sound. Adeo. Okay, at this point, last week Nigel was talking about that very bright adeo sort of sound. I think here, particularly in bars 9, 10, 11 at the first beat of 12, I'd make it a little bit more occluded. Adeo. Okay, maybe don't smile with your eyes at that bit. Let's sing it together, please, basses, from bar 8, last note. 1, 2, 3. Adeo, Deo, factus est. Very, very nice. Thank you, basses. Well done. Now, we start straight away. And I said this is where we suddenly start to become a little bit more like a cello section or a bass section in an orchestra. And this, having started it in a sort of Mozartian style, this is a bit more like Bruckner, who was, after all, a late 19th century composer of big, big symphonies. And so here we start this. Inestimabile sacramentum, inestimabile sacramentum. Okay, big, chunky bass sounds here. And everything I was saying a moment ago about singing it in an occluded way, that goes out the window. Smiling with the eyes, we get that really bright sound that Nigel wanted. So let's look at the first part of that. And you might have noticed that the two phrases in Estimabile each time, very, very similar. And that's because they are. The first time it starts on a G, second time it starts on an A. Otherwise, they follow the same shape. So let's start on that first Inestimabile, which is bar 12, second beat, and it goes like this. So just this first one, it's 1. Inestimabile sacramentum. All right, now let's break that down into chunks. So first of all, inestimabile, the 2 bars. Inestimabile. We're going to sing that 4 times in a row for those people who've never sung it before. Ready? 3, 4, 1. Inestimabile. Again. Inestimabile. Once more. Actually, one more. And inestimabile. Well done. Thank you, basses. And now just picking it up from the bottom of the page, bar 14. Sacramentum. Okay, the top note there, the long note is 3 beats. Sacramentum. Be really careful with the octave drop there, that it doesn't swoop and it doesn't overshoot. So sing for me Sacramentum with rolled R, please, basses from 14. Ready? And Sacramentum. Good. Now, you can't rest on your laurels when you get there because we've got to carry straight on. But before we do, let's just sing that once more from Inestimabile in bar 12. Okay, sing the whole phrase for me. After 1, deep breath, 3, 4, 1. Inestimabile sacramentum. Excellent. And then we sing it effectively again, but starting on the note that we just landed on and louder. Okay, this is fortissimo. This isn't quite as loud as a bass can sing, and there are good reasons for that. If a bass really goes for it, I mean, you can barely hear the rest of the choir. So I would say that is probably an 8.5 out of 10 basses. Okay, the other reason is when you're recording this, can you just mark on your score ahead of that, don't go 100% at that point. Okay, there's a very good reason. When those of you particularly who record using devices, these devices have all got something called compressors built in, and what they'll do is they'll take the audio signal, because it's a phone, and it'll boost everything. Now if you sing full pelt, many of you know this, if you sing full pelt bass into something like this, it just distorts. It clips, it sounds rotten. So just be careful there, you don't go for this quite as much as you're going to want to. That being said, enjoy it. This is bar 16, and it sounds like this. 1. Inestimabile sacramentum. Okay, same as before, just up a tone. Sing that for me after 1, 3, 4, 1. Inestimabile sacramentum. Very nice indeed. Bit of hydration, please, basses. A spot of libation to hydrate. Mine's coffee. Yours may vary this time on a Friday. Okay, so let's sing that from bar 12. Let's put the 2 together, starting on the G. Are we ready, please? After 1, 3, 4, 1. Inestimabile sacramentum. Inestimabile sacramentum. Excellent. Well done. Now, in terms of taking a breath, because realistically, you're going to have to stagger the breathing. What I would rather you did, please, basses, and just this is speaking to all of you individually, is breathe, as Nigel said, where you need to. Don't just snatch a breath, because all that does is, again, Nigel was so full of useful advice last week. By doing that, can you feel, if you do that, it just puts the back of your throat up and creates tension. So I'd much rather you literally leave out a beat or 2 beats, so you could sing Inestimabile sacramentum inesti. Yeah. Okay, not everybody can do that, but if you choose a point in the phrase to leave out a beat or two to take your breath, the engineers will cover it and it won't show. All right, great stuff, basses. Thank you. Now, top of the next page, you'll see the irreprehensibilis est. No bass at all. Okay, 9 bars to just take as many deep breaths as you want to make up for the first page. Then we arrive at bar 30, and here from bar 30 to bar 39 it is a direct restatement of everything we did at the start. So it's locus iste adeo factus est, locus iste adeo factus est, adeo deo. Exactly the same as the first 9 bars. So as long as you've learnt those, well, then you can do these bars. And we've arrived now at the coda at the bottom of the second page, which it starts at bar 40. So we've just sung Deo, Deo, and then we go down to the G. Okay, and this is another Brucknerian moment. Okay, listen to this. It's a nice line. Deo. Some nice chromaticism there, moving by semitone. Listen again. Okay, so let's just be careful about this. The octave is quite straightforward. De. Now, I've always thought of the C sharp as a sort of a hook underneath the D. De. That's the note you want to get to, and you're just going underneath it and up. So sing that for me, basses. And De. Fabulous. And once you've arrived at that D, it's then just up a semitone and then one more. Now, what I'm going to say to you about rising semitone, particularly at this part of the bass voice, speaking as a bass, can be quite easy to undersing in terms of the pitch, okay, to come under. So don't forget, at this point, we do want that smiling with the eyes, okay? As you're ascending, a little bit more smiling with the eyes to keep that intonation in place, all right? Let's sing it from bar 40 a couple of times. Ready, 2, 3, 4. Lovely. Let's do that one more time, and this time we're going to crescendo through so that by the time we sing that D sharp in bar 41, we're forte as marked. Okay, so start quietly and crescendo through those second and third notes in bar 40. Ready, and excellent. Well done. Thank you, basses. And one of the loveliest things about this piece is that Bruckner follows that big chord, and it is a big chord, a big E minor chord. Okay, so obviously not the last chord, it's unfinished, but he gives us 5 beats of silence in this brand new church that it's been sung in, to let the acoustic sort of work its way out to the edges, and everyone in the congregation goes, "Oh, it's a nice church, it's a nice acoustic." Okay, so 5 beats, and then starting on the note we finished on, pianissimo, we sing Adeo. Just sing that for me, 3 blind mice and 1 Adeo. Great. Then we drop down, and this is very much a second bass zone here, down to this F. If this note is too low, those of you who are first basses, please don't worry about it. Just don't sing the F and the F sharp. Come back in on the G, whichever is comfortable for you. All right. But it goes from the last, was it 5 bars? It's 1 Adeo. They breathe. Deo factus est. Okay, and it's in order to get those low notes. Again, just a little bit of help if it's needed. If you tuck your chin under, you end up with a bassier sound. That's all about directing the sound and letting your chest resonate. It's why those people who wear glasses, if you get that sort of "see me after school, boy," it's that sort of sound. Okay, so when we get down there, Adeo, tuck the chin in, Deo factus est. Smiling with the eyes there. All right, fabulous basses. Let's sing it all the way through. And of course, it's all recorded for you. You can come back and sing it anytime you like. And it's such a lovely piece. I hope you're enjoying it. So here we go. There's your note basses, tenors, altos, e soprani. Here we go. Here is Loco Siste. Nice deep breath. And... Loco Siste adeo fartus est. Now louder. Locus iste adeo factus est adeo deo factus est in estimabile sacramentum, in estimabile sacramentum. Okay, go make a cup of tea. You've got 9 bars now. Bit of hydration. Okay, 3 bars. I have to say, you're singing beautifully, basses. This is brilliant. Well done. Okay, now same as the beginning, not too loud. And locus iste adeo factus est. Locus iste adeo factus est adeo deo. Now the coda and crescendo. Two, three, four, one. Adeo, Deo factus est. Excellent. Thank you, basses. Turn off my acoustic there. Well done. Thank you very much indeed. A tiny, tiny est at the end. And if you notice the professionals just taking those breaths in a really subtle way. If you listen carefully, you can hear where they're breathing, but they're doing it in a way that when it's all put together, you don't notice it. So lots to be learnt from that. Thanks so much, basses. Let's have a look at the main event tonight, which is the Crucifixus by Lottie. Not much to say except it's absolutely sublime. We'll start with the second basses and then finish with the baritones. And of course, you're more than welcome to record both parts. This is one of those pieces, though, where there is definitely a difference between bass 1 and bass 2. Some of the other sections are kind of interchangeable, but no, here, the second basses are definitely lower. Okay, so if you're a basso profundo, second bass, there's even an opportunity for a sneaky bottom C at the end, but keep that to yourself. So now look, let's make a start at the very, very opening. Second basses first. We start the whole piece here, gents. And so just be really, really mindful of the need to start almost as if emerging from the mist. Okay? What we don't want is crucifi. Okay, now I know sometimes when you sing mass settings and so on, you sing the creed and there's a crucifix, you know, big moment, lots and lots of pain in the voice. This is far more subtle. It builds up, and this piece is all about the beauty and the agony of the sacrifice. It's not angry, it's not violent. What it is devastatingly beautiful. So our first entry seconds is just an arpeggio, so it's one crucifix. Okay, it should ideally be in one breath, and it's slow. It's very slow. So you'll take a huge breath before you come in and should be able to get through to the end. Now, if you need to take a breath, just do it in a subtle way. Fade out, take a breath, and come back in. All right. Now, before we have a go at singing that, just want to let you know what some of these note lengths are. The first note, cru, is 2 beats. The first note of fixus is 5 beats. It goes across the bar line and creates a clash with the first bass. Is a very nice one. Now, the second long note of fix is 5 beats there. Okay, you hold that, and it will feel like you're holding it a little bit too long. You're not. All right. So let's just listen to that one more time. I'll do it a little bit faster, just so we're not here all night. So it's 1, crucifix, 2, 3, 4, 1, da da, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, have a go at singing it with me, please, basses. And remember, this is all very, very quiet. So take a huge breath. And 1, crucifix. Great stuff. Well done. Obviously, it is slower. But if you notice, I'm singing very deliberately. I'm trying to conserve as much air as possible by singing quietly. And even on these long notes, I'm not pushing too much because I want to save all the air to get through to the end. So keep it almost as if you've got it's the balloon again. But instead of just letting it go and letting it go all around the room, you're letting air out in a tiny, very controlled manner. That's what we're doing there. So now you've arrived at a C at the end of bar 5. Now we drop down the tritone. Okay, to that F sharp. And just as the C sharp was in the Bruckner, this is a sort of hook underneath. Okay, so cru at 6 is crucifix. All right, let's try that together. Now notice most of these notes here at the bottom of the page are good old 4-beat notes, semi-breves. Just watch out for the where those are 2 beats. Those are minims. All right, so from bar 6, here we go, nice and loud. Or actually not too loud. Nice deep breath though. And all right, let's go from the beginning basses, second basses, and 1 crucifix. Big breath. Fab. Well done, basses. Okay, now letter A. We carry on and we jump up an octave here. Okay, so we start on the octave higher that we ended on and we sing. And is mezzo piano at bar 12? It is Crucifixus etiam pro nobis. All right, let's just sing that phrase, please, basses today. 3, 4. Crucifixus etiam pro nobis. Lovely. Keep the Latin nice and clean. Crucifixus etiam pro nobis. Just try and avoid diphthongs. We don't etiam pro nobis. All right, don't want that. I know I'm from Romford, but I don't want the choir to sound like they are. All right, so now we sing nobis at the end. We then drop down to a C. So this is the bar after A. So it's crucifixus. Okay, so sing that for me. It's the third beat of bar 13. And crucifixus. Great, and then just to finish off the line, it goes crucifixus etiam pro nobis. And the S goes on the beat. So listen to that again. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. All right, sing for me, please, basses from bar 15 at the right tempo. Ready? And crucifixus etiam pro nobis. Excellent. Okay, so second basis. Let's sing from letter A to letter B. Okay, there's your note. 3, 4. Crucifixus etiam pro nobis. Crucifixus etiam pro nobis. Great. Thank you, basses. We're now at letter B, and here we start this sub Pontio Pilato, under Pontius Pilate. The words are Crucifixus etiam pro nobis. He was crucified also for us under Pontius Pilate. Passus et sepultus est. Passus suffered and was buried. Okay, so here we get sub Pontio Pilato, and what you'll hear is that Lottie is an absolute genius at setting this sub Pontio Pilato, sub Pontio Pilato. So what you get is a sort of a crunch and then a release. So sub crunch, relax, crunch, and crunch, relax, crunch, and so on. And the crunches tend to happen on the sound of Pontio Pilato. And so, as I've said, everybody all week, we're going to aim for the Ponce and the La. So sub Pontio, and then we sing sub Pontio Pilato. Okay, listen again. This is the last 2 bars of the second page. Bar after B, it's 1 sub Pontio Pilato. Okay, but we're aiming for the Ponce and La. Ready after 1 and 1. Sub Pontio Pilato. Great. Over the page, you'll notice that the baritones are singing antiphony with us. So as we sing, they're quiet, and then they take over. And if you follow the lines, it's so well written because each part sort of hands the note to the next section. So we've just sung a B flat, Lato. That gives the baritones their note at bar 20, Sub Pontio Pilato. Now our note at the end of bar 21 is there, which is the note the first bass is finished on. So if you follow their line, they'll always give you your note. And at 21 we sing Sub Pontio Pilato. Sing for me, please, seconds. 2, 3. Sub Pontio Pilato. Excellent. Then we sing up the octave. Sub Pontio Pilato. Okay, and that's our highest note, seconds, so enjoy it. 2, 3. Sub Pontio Pilato. All right, so we've got 2 of those at the top of the page. The first one. 1, 2, 3. Sub Pontio Pilato. Okay, we've then got a couple of bars rest while the texture builds up and starts to thicken, and the choir start coming in together rather than taking in turns, building to this amazing climax at the bottom of page 3. Passus And as I said, this piece is not angry, it's not bitter, it's not violent. It is, however, devastating. And this is the moment that everybody goes, oh, and turns into a puddle. It's just so, so beautiful. And so basses, we need to keep in our minds this C. Now, in fact, the first basses give it to us. Okay, they finish their line in bar 27 on that first note there on a C. And then we come in there, okay, in bar 27. So our line is this. From bar 27, it's 1. Passus, passus, et sepultus est. That's just one of the best bass lines ever written. It's so good. So first of all, let's break that down into chunks. Let's look at passus first. I mean, those are the pitches. Taken on its own, it's not too hard. It just descends and then climbs up again. So each of those notes, pa, ah, ah, the first 3 are 2 beats each. The fourth note of passus, the black note on its own, is 1 beat. And then the last note is 2. So have a go with me. Ready? 3, 4, 1. Passus. Okay, and that is kind of, I think, the loudest you're going to need to be in the whole piece. It's a big, big moment. We then drop down to the E, and one of these sort of hook notes. Passus et sepultus est. Okay, listen to that again from the, this is bar 29, second note. So it's 1, 2, passus et sepultus est. All right, so let's sing from passus, bar 27, all the way through to C. Ready? After 1, 3, 4, 1. Passus, passus, et sepultus est. Fabulous. I always love that bottom F. It's a nice moment. We then jump up the octave. Now, the passus here at letter C, we're keeping those 2 notes, the passus, as their own little isolated word. So we sing est, we breathe. Passus. And we carry on. So passus is on its own. Make sure you've marked that in for me, basses. Just sing passus for me from C, and 1. Passus. And give it, make sure it's a nice tall passus. Once more for lark, and 1. Passus. Excellent. And now to the end. We've only got a handful of pitches, but an all-important part. So this is the bar after C, and it's et sepul 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 altus. Okay, so the first 2 notes of that are 2 beats, and then it's back to the D for 8 beats. Paul, and then down a third for 4 beats. All up a semitone. Tus, with the S on the end of the bar. Let's sing that together, please, basses. Bar after C, and et sepul 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 altus. And then to finish, et sepul 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tus est. And if you're a second bass and a basso profundo, give us the bottom C down there as well. Okay, fabulous. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to sing it all the way through with your one voice louder part. So second bass is going to be in this ear, and that means you won't hear much of what goes on in the rest of the choir. Okay, so second bass is we're going to start off. If you need to have a drink, please do hydrate yourselves and enjoy this. This is just wonderful. Here we go, seconds, and 1. Crucifix. And 1. Crucifixus etiam pro nobis, crucifixus, crucifixus etiam pro nobis. Letter B. Deep breath. And sub Pontio Pilato. Deep breath. And sub Pontio Pilato. Deep breath. And sub Pontio Pilato. Deep breath, big moment basses, and one. Bravo. Well done, seconds. Excellent. Isn't that just fabulous? And for all of you who've been wanting a really, really good bass part, well, there you have it. Thanks ever so much, everyone. Now, let's have a look at the baritone part, please, first. So back to the first page, if you don't mind. And a lot of what I've just said to the seconds applies directly to you. All that same impetus of Pontio Pilato. And you'll find a lot of the notes actually are in unison, but not all of them. So the second start, and you sing the same thing, except the third note there is a semitone higher. That creates this what we call a 9/8 suspension. Really, really intense, and that's the agony of this piece. So your line, first basis is 1. Crucifixus. Okay, and you create that first intense clash, so enjoy it. Okay? And your long fear is 5 beats again. So sing for me, please, after 1 and 1. Crucifixus. Excellent. We then carry on, starting on the same note, and we sing Crucifixus. Okay, so we start on a G for 4 beats, we rise up to an A for 5 beats, little twiddle, and then Fixus is 4 beats at the end. So let's try that, please, basses. This first basis is bar 5, 2, 3, 4. Crucifixus. Excellent. We then sing Crucifixus. Okay, 2 2-beat notes on the C and 2 4-beat notes on the G. Okay, let's sing that, please. Last 3 bars of the first page, please, first. And crucifixus. Splendid. So whereas some people on this page have one phrase, like the first sopranos, basses have 2. First, we've got 3 phrases. Okay, so make sure you're singing into each of them. Well done. Very, very well done. Now, letter A, second basses start. Okay, and then you sing the same thing. Starting in the bar after A, you sing 1, 2. Crucifixus etiam pro nobis. Sing for me, 1, 2. Crucifixus etiam pro nobis. Great, well done. Now, we drop a third, and so we now sing Crucifixus etiam pro nobis. Okay, so just those 2 different pitches, E flat and B flat. First time is 4 half beat notes, Crucifixus etiam pro, and then no, 2, 3, 4 bis. So let's sing that together, please. This is 3 before B. Okay, 3, 4. Crucifixus etiam pro nobis. Excellent. Well done. Thank you. And why don't we just sing from the bar after A, please, first? Okay, so let's do the whole thing from bar after A. 1, 2. Crucifixus etiam pro nobis. Crucifixus etiam pro nobis. Great. Well done. Now that B flat we've just finished on is important because that's your next pitch as well. You've got a breath at B, and in fact it's quite a long breath. You can take your time here, okay, because Tenebrae, one of the things I really appreciate about them as a choir is that they are unapologetic about taking the exact right breath that you need for the piece. So sometimes you might think, why are they taking such a long time? It's because what follows needs a huge breath. So we take a huge breath and we sing at B. It's 1. Sub Pontio Pilato. Okay, and when I sing this as a first bass, I always try and make the ponce and the la, as it were, a little bit taller. Sub Pontio Pilato, particularly the la. Drop the jaw on that. So sing for me from B, please, basses. And 1. Sub Pontio Pilato. Excellent. Then the second bass is sing Sub Pontio Pilato. And they give us that B flat. We come in then at the last note of the third page, and it's Sub Pontio Pilato. Okay, listen again. All right, let's sing that, please. Last note of the second page. 2, 3. Sub Pontio Pilato. Okay, then the second bass is sing Sub Pontio Pilato. And they give us our note then in bar 22, which is Sub Pontio Pilato. Listen again. Now be careful that that's a B flat. I have worked with some choirs before, they sing a B natural. It's a B flat. Sub Pontio Pilato. Sing that for me, please, first. Bar 22, 2, 3. Sub Pontio Pilato. Excellent. And then we start a passus there in bar 24. So it's 2, 3. Passus. Okay, descending line from A flat. Okay, and all of those notes from pa, at least up until the D flat in 26, are 2 beat notes. So it's 2, 3. Passus. Okay, once more with me, please. Baritones. 2, 3. Passus. And then the big moment for the baritones. Here you become the bass section. The second basses start singing this lovely high line, and the baritones drop below the second basses, and we sing at 27. It's 1 sub Pontio Pilato, sub Pontio Pilato. And just with my theory hat on, that has a name, that particular sequence. It's called a circle of fifths. Okay, and that's why it sounds so good. So listen again. Sub Pontio Pilato, sub Pontio Pilato. Sing for me, please, first basses. This is the best bit at this point. Okay, you've got the best line. Shh, don't tell anybody else. After 1 and 1. Sub Pontio Pilato, sub Pontio Pilato. There we go. Told you it was good. Now, the note that we just sang on Pilato, okay, we need to hold that in our heads because we go back to it for passus. Okay, so we've just sang Pontio Pilato. We sing passus. Sing for me. Passus. That's just a little bit tricky, having done all that circle of fifth stuff, so that's worth circling and just checking you're happy with the pitches there. Okay, so let's go from sub Pontio once more in bar 27 to passus. And 1. Sub Pontio Pilato, sub Pontio Pilato, passus. And then we sing et sepultus est. Sing for me, 1, 2. Et sepultus est. Great. Then let us see passus on its own, just like the second basses. Passus. Just on its own. And 1. Passus. And then et sepul. Now this section here is basically the mirror image of the second basses. So where they drop down, we go up. So it's et sepul 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, just as before. Then instead of dropping down a third, we rise by a third. And we sing altus. Okay, so at double tempo, this is what your line sounds like from the bar after C, from et se. So it's et sepul 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 altus. All right, so let's sing that together, please, from bar after C, and then we can sing it all the way through. Ready? And et sepul 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 altus. And then the last 4 bars is et sepul 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 est. So two notes on et, se, 2 beats each, and then a 6-beat pull. Pull 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A 2-beat tus, tus, and then est to bring it home at the end. All right, let's give it a go, please. First, I'm aware that we'll probably end a couple of minutes after the hour, but I'm sure you won't mind. And I really hope, as I say, everyone's enjoying this piece. It is one of my absolute favourites. In fact, my very first performance in a concert as a conductor was at the age of 18. I put on a concert here in Bristol at my Hall of Residence, and the programme was, ladies and gentlemen, Vivaldi's Gloria. It was the Franck violin sonata with my then girlfriend playing the violin, me playing the piano, not very well, and the Lotti Crucifixus. And so this was actually one of the first pieces in the programme. It's the first piece I ever conducted in front of an audience. So let's sing it and enjoy it. And I'm just so delighted to be sharing it with you tonight. So that's the second bass. That's the first bass. So you're going to hear the second bass is in this here, and then we're in here. Have fun, everyone. Here we go. And seconds. Deep breath. And crucifixus Take a deep breath. Here we go. 1, 2. Crucifixus etiam pro nobis. Crucifixus etiam pro nobis. Deep breath. Sub Pontio Pilato. Deep breath. Sub Pontio Pilato. Deep breath. Sub Pontio Pilato. Huge breath now. Passus sub Pontio Pilato, sub Pontio Pilato. Passus et sepultus est. Passus et Well done, everybody. Many, many congratulations and many thanks. That's an amazing achievement to have learnt that piece this week. Add it to the Allegri. Well, we are already blessed with such wonderful a cappella wonders. Well, we still have more to learn next week. Of course, we have the beautiful If Ye Loved Me by Thomas Tallis, and then a refresh, a revisit to everything we've done so far. So next Friday, we will obviously learn the Tallis first, then we'll sing through everything else and just do any last minute tweaking, and then we're done. So of course, Bassies, I hope to see you on Monday for our full choir rehearsal, where we'll sing everything as it should be mixed. It won't be one voice only, it'll be everything all together. And that's going to be, again, a very emotional experience, I think, for those of us who have learnt it the first time. I hope you have an excellent weekend. Apologies for going a couple of minutes over, but when it's music of this quality and this beauty, well, I'm sure nobody would mind. Have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. Look forward to seeing you on Monday. And to everyone who's been here all throughout the week, well, fabulous to see you. It's so great to be back on the podium in front of you all, and I'll see you on Monday. Have a great weekend, folks. Take care. Bye-bye.